In 2017, hurricane season was one of the most catastrophic seasons ever, with 6 major hurricanes like Harvey and Irma affecting thousands of people physically, emotionally, and financially. Hello, I'm Ernest Apelicio with the City of Pharr. Your Mayor, Dr. Ambrosio Hernandez, and your Pharr City Commission wants you to be prepared this hurricane season. I'm here at KRGB Channel 5 News to meet with Chief Meteorologist Tim Smith to give us some tips and insight on how to be prepared for a natural disaster. Now joined by your Chief Meteorologist, Mr. Tim Smith. Hello, Mr. Smith.
How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule and meeting with us today. I really appreciate it.
Welcome to our humble abode.
Thank you. Now, one of the main reasons we are here today is to inform our viewers about hurricane season. When does it begin? When does hurricane season start? And what are the precautions and basic necessities that we need in order to be prepared at home?
That's a loaded question. That is a loaded. Well, hurricane season starts June 1st and runs to the end of November. Okay. And it's 6 months of just being ready all the time, because you never know. You know, hurricanes can hit in May, they can hit in June, July, August, so they can come even before the season starts. You know, we're seeing a little action this year a little early. Last year we saw action a little early, so it's always a possibility. So you have to be ready. Now, do we know if one's going to hit us? No, we have no idea.
True.
We have no idea. So we have to prepare as if one is going to. Because think about it, if you're not prepared and a storm hits, bad things can happen, right?
Exactly.
But if you are prepared and a storm hits, you're in great shape. And if you are prepared and a storm doesn't hit, well, so be it. You know, no harm done. You've got supplies that will last you through the wintertime, you know. So prepare now. And that means go to the store, buy the things you need. Every time you go to the grocery store, and you know, if you're like me, you go to H-E-B like every other day. So every time you go, buy something, buy canned food, buy a bottle of water. Just buy something every time you go and put it in your kit.
Okay. And
maybe a tub, one of those plastic tubs, and just put it in there every time you go. That way you don't have a $150, $200 grocery bill.
That's what I was going to say.
At the last minute. Yeah, you add $1 every time you go, and then it spreads it out. And then if a storm hits, you've got this tub full of stuff that you're ready to go, whether you're going to stay at home with it or you're going to throw it in the back seat of the car and take off somewhere. You've got your stuff, and that's really important. And then if we get to the end of November and nothing is hit, have a party, give it to the food bank, something, you know, so you got all this stuff you can use. So
now, can you explain to us some of those basic necessities, some of those supplies that you were talking about?
Well, water's on the top of the list. Okay. You know, 3 gallons of water per person per day. Okay. So if you got a family of 5, that's 15 gallons of water. You know, 15 gallons of water you need. So yeah, do the math. You figure it out. But 3 gallons of water per person per day for at least 3 days.
Okay.
Because it may be 3 days, but if we get a big hurricane, it could easily be 3 days before help can get to you. Mm-hmm. You may be stuck in your home for 3 days. And so you want to have enough water to eat, to drink, to wash your hands with, to, you know, even bathe with to an extent. You know, you need that. So you may be out of water, you may be out of power. So water is at the top of the list.
Okay.
Non-perishable food, canned food, stuff that you like, buy stuff you like. You know, we still have Spam left over from, I think, Hurricane Gilbert in 1988. Spam. If you like it, I'll give it to you, because its shelf life is forever. But don't buy stuff you don't like. Okay. And that's the point. If there's something you see in the storms like, oh, this will last forever, let's take it home. But if you don't eat the stuff regularly, you're probably not going to eat it during a hurricane either, unless you're just down to the end. It's like, oh, now we got to eat this stuff. But do stuff that you like, and buy stuff that you like. Make sure you've got a manual can opener, because if the power goes out, that electric can opener is not going to work.
What's it going to do? Exactly. It's going to be useless.
Get that manual can opener. Keep cash, you know, as you get into hurricane season, because ATMs are going to go out. Electricity goes out, ATMs are out. And ATMs are out, you're not going to do money. So just have a little stash somewhere. No, you're not going to need $1 million, but if you got it, bring it to me.
We all need $1 million.
Exactly. But if you've got, you know, if you've got some cash somewhere, that just an emergency supply, that's a good thing. Batteries for all your battery-powered things, your radios, for your flashlights. You need batteries for those things, because they will die. If you've got extra chargers for your cell phone, not just the cord, but the battery pack that makes it last longer, get those ready, have those charged up. Keep them charged up. Once there's a threat out there. Make sure your car's full of gas in case you have to leave.
Okay.
You know, during hurricane season, you probably never let it drift below half tank. That way, if you have to go in a hurry, at least you've got half a tank you can go.
Okay.
So things like that. And then prepare your home. You know, put plywood on the windows if you live in a place where the wind's going to blow strong, and your windows are, you know, there's stuff in the yard that could come through, become missiles. The wind's not going to break the windows. It's the stuff in your yard that breaks the windows. You know, it's the trash can that gets picked up by the wind and thrown at the house, and boom, it goes right through a window. Your neighbor's junk in their backyard comes through your window. So if you need to board up,
Security.
yeah, think of plywood and stuff like that. So.
Now you mentioned the power going out. Technology is a very, very important thing nowadays. How can we be communicating with our loved ones and letting them know, hey, we're okay? You know, if in case our cell phones were to go down and we weren't prepared and we didn't get extra battery packs, what is some of the tips that we can do?
That's a challenging thing, and you know, somebody said, you know, preparation. The more prepared we are, the better off we're going to be, and we have the ability to write the end of our own hurricane story by being prepared. If we're prepared ahead of time, it'll be a good ending to the story. And that's one of those things, you know, when the hurricane's approaching, while you've still got battery power, let your family know where you are, where you're going to be, if you're going to stay home, if you're going to ride it out, you're going to the shelter, you're going to Aunt Martha's house in San Antonio. Let somebody in the family know where you are so they can keep track of you before the storm ever hits. And then stick to the plan. If you change the plan, let them know. Because if you say we're going to Aunt Martha's house and you never get there, then they're going to panic that you had an accident on the highway, and turns out, well, we just decided to stay home.
Stop by.
Yeah, or something. You know, so you know, and as long as you can, and stick to your plan. And if you vary, just tell the people that you told that you've changed your plans. And then once the power's out, there's not a whole lot you can do. You know, Facebook has the great thing, you can mark yourself safe on Facebook now.
Yes.
So if a hurricane comes in and you're okay, if you've got enough power to get, you know, onto your Facebook page and mark yourself safe, your family will know. The people up north will know that you're okay. People, you know, out to the west, wherever they are, they'll know that you're okay. But once the power's out, if you're not prepared with extra batteries and extra ways to charge things, a solar charger for your phone, if you don't have that stuff, then you're going to be in trouble. And that's why it's so important that you do these things ahead of time.
Okay. And also, you mentioned securing your home and evacuation. When do you know when is a good time to evacuate?
Well, public officials usually will tell you when it's time to go, but you need to first analyze where you live. And you can do this today. You know, while you're sitting here watching this today, you know, sit and talk to your family. Say, well, what do you think? Category 4 hurricane comes in. How sturdy is our house? How safe are we? Are we going to be okay? And talk about it, and be honest about it, and especially now before the storm gets here. Because once the storm comes in, your emotions are going to be running high. So you talk about it now. So you know what? If we get anything above a category 2, we need to get out. Well, then make that decision now. And you still prepare your home best you can, but make the decision, okay, we're going to leave it to category 2, whatever. When public officials say, okay, Pharr, if you're evacuating, it's time to go. Then listen. If they say if you're going to a shelter, now's the time to go. Do it. You know, if you get out early, that's okay. No harm in leaving early. If you leave early, you may evacuate more often than you need to, but that's better than trying to ride out the storm when you should be riding it out, because that's so dangerous.
Yes.
And you know, in the valley, we have an issue with so many homes that are not built to hurricane standards. So many, and probably more than any place else in the country. And if you live in one of those homes, that it's a great home, it's your home, we get that. But you know, if a little wind tends to take the carport roof off, imagine what a lot of wind's going to do. If you're in a mobile home that shakes every time the wind blows, imagine what a lot of wind's going to do. You know, that mobile home's going to just collapse and you're going to be gone. So why put yourself through that? And then even if you survive, you may be out of power for 2 or 3 months. Why do you want to put yourself through that?
Yeah.
Plan ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. And then in closing, last year we were hit with one of major hurricanes, a really rough hurricane season. If anything good came out of it, what was some of the learning experiences that you might have taken out of it?
I think awareness is high, you know, very high, because of course Harvey, which went into the coastal bend then up to Houston, really created a lot of attention. And that, for hurricane preparedness, there's nothing like a hurricane. You know, once you see it and you see people, you know, evacuating their homes in boats, you're like, I don't want that to happen to me. Exactly. So people are more aware now than they've been in a long time. You know, the only way we'd be more aware is if one had hit us directly. So awareness is high, so it's time to take advantage of that. Think about those images that you saw during Hurricane Harvey of Rockport, of Fulton, of Houston, of Beaumont, of all those communities. Think about those images and say, which person do I want to be? Do I want to be the person that got out and I'm in a shelter? It may not be the most comfortable thing in the world, but I'm okay.
You're safe.
Or I want to be the person who's at home saying, I'm never going to do this again because we could have died, or maybe they did. You don't want to be that person. So the active hurricane season at least created that awareness, and you've got those images fresh in your mind. So think about that. If a storm threatens, think about those images and think about which person you want to be.
Well, again, thank you, Mr. Smith, for taking your time and giving us such insight and information on hurricane preparedness. Now, can you tell the viewers where they can tune in to stay up to date on weather forecasts?
Of course we can do that. You can always catch the weather here on Channel 5. We're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's somebody in this building, and there's a weathercast all kinds of times a day. We also do Facebook and Twitter. Our mobile app is terrific. We've got updates on the mobile app all the time. So you can find us just about anywhere, and in Spanish at 9 o'clock, 7 days a week. All your weather's there in Spanish as well. So, and all of our English newscasts are also translated into Spanish on the second audio program on SAP. So all of our news translated to Spanish. So either language, you can get it all right here. It's a one-stop shop.
Exactly. Well, thank you for watching Pharr Television, and you can stay up to date with the City of Pharr by following us on City of Pharr's Facebook, City of Pharr, or visiting us at pharr.life. Thank you.